The Florida Panthers are trying to do everything in their power to keep last year's roster intact for next season. Yes, they've lost a couple of guys to free agency, but the rumors are churning. They have to lose a couple of guys in trades because they're over the cap. But Zito is going to do everything that he can to try to keep this whole roster intact. And we've already gone through this a couple of times, or I have for a few past episodes. Talked about this topic. We're going to talk about it one more time. There's a great article that I'm going to go over written by a Florida Panthers writer that is in the Hockey News. Really, really simple, easy, quick writing, but really gets to some pretty solid points. Guys, thank you for joining me on this episode of Panthers Digest. I'm your host, Greg Andrews, and hit that subscribe button down below. You all need to stay up to date with anything and everything that has to do with your back-to-back Stanley Cup champion, Florida Panthers. And speaking of Stanley Cup champions, they're going to be raising their banner on October 7th. The thing that I don't like about it is they didn't really get the primetime slot. They got the 5 p.m. slot and a triple header, and the 8 o'clock games between the New York Rangers and Pittsburgh Penguins, and then the 10:30 is a West Coast game between Colorado and the LA Kings. I think the Panthers kind of got screwed a bit here. You know, they should have that primetime slot. I do understand the matchups against the Chicago Blackhawks, who probably aren't going to be the greatest team. I think the Panthers will probably manhandle them pretty solidly. I mean, they are going to be the better team heading into this. But the interesting storylines heading into that game are going to be Spencer Knight is their goaltender. Seth Jones is now a Florida Panther. Are we going to try to see a Spencer Knight revenge game? Are we going to see Seth Jones come out and I don't know. I mean, it's a couple of interesting storylines, but other than that, there's not a whole lot of interest in this game. I could see why it's at the 5 p.m. slot, but come on. The NHL could have drawn up a better game plan for October 7th and having the Panthers raise their banner against maybe a team that, who knows, maybe they did face them in the playoffs, maybe a in-state rivalry matchup, maybe the Lightning or who knows, I don't know, the Leafs. That was a good matchup too. Or maybe take it back all the way to back to the Stanley Cup Finals. Maybe the Oilers, but I don't know. I don't make the rules. I don't make the schedule. This is what they're going to do. So be it. But I thought it might have been a little bit more interesting. Put them in the prime slot against a better team than just the Chicago Blackhawks for them to raise their banner. Anyways, guys, it's going to be a great night. I can't wait to watch it. I'm going to record it. I'll be sitting at 5 p.m. and watching the whole ceremony go on. It's going to be awesome. And I can't wait to see the rings too, man. That's going to be a real special day when they start getting those designs out and showing everybody what they're going to look like. That'll be pretty cool. And yeah, I'll show you guys also. I ordered a little special something for myself to celebrate the Panthers back-to-back Stanley Cup championships. So anyways, moving on. Great article in the Hockey News written by Julian Gaudio. Really good one. Yes, he believes, it says here, insider believes Evan Rodriguez could be a good fit with the Canucks, thinks the Panthers are doing whatever it takes to keep him, and that they are. Bill Zito is trying to not have to trade anybody, and right now it is looking like the package is going to possibly be Evan Rodriguez and Jesper Boqvist. Who knows? They could be separated. I don't know. This is all speculation still. You know, his name is coming out more and more because he is 31. And both Boqvist and Rodriguez have expiring contracts at the end of next season. So moving them now would make sense. But again, we don't know what's happening with Matthew Tkachuk and the LTIR situation. They're still searching. They're still trying to talk to doctors, all that stuff. And for those of you who were telling me and leaving comments in there that, oh, you know, I need to lighten up on the other teams and all this stuff when I'm talking about, oh, well, you know, we signed their players. They need to do this. I'm not bad-mouthing the other teams, guys. I'm just stating the obvious that writers from other teams, analysts from other teams, fans from other teams. I mean, you guys are the ones leaving the comments. They're just kind of having these fits that, oh my God, the Panthers are cheating. They're doing this. They're not doing anything illegal. Okay. I want you guys to understand that. I'm just delivering things to you guys as I see it. I'm giving you my opinion on a few things here and there. And, you know, this is going to be interesting to see what happens with Rodriguez, because can he stay a Panther? Will Matthew Tkachuk be on LTIR? I think he will. Obviously, he's going to need surgery. It's a major injury. So I think they'll be able to retain him. What's going to happen and be the problem is when he comes back from LTIR, what are the Panthers going to have to do? Because they're either going to have to waive someone, push them down to the AHL, or they're going to have to trade somebody. So it's not an easy decision. And this is Jeff Merrick, again, very respectful writer and analyst and rumor guy. Evan Rodriguez trade rumors. He wants to stay here. Bill Zito wants him to be here, and they want to make things work. They really do. And he said this on the Seckers and Price show. So Erod, in his 162 career games with the Florida Panthers, 27 goals, 71 points. He had 15 points in each of the last 2 playoff appearances where they were both Stanley Cup champions. He has done his work. He's a great player on offense. He could go anywhere on the ice, on any line, when called upon. That's what I really like about Evan Rodriguez. You guys love him the same way that I do. He's a versatile player. He really gets out there. Even at 5'11", he plays a lot bigger than that. A lot bigger than that. He just seems to be everywhere on the ice and always in really good spots. In fact, I'm going to show you this video of some of his highlights. He's a really good passer. He's a great sniper too. I mean, look at some of the shots. Put him in those upper corners, glove side. I mean, getting over the shoulder there. And he really has a good handle on the puck, even in traffic. So I'm a little, should I say, yeah, I don't want to see Evan Rodriguez go. He is such a great player for this team. He fits the squad so well. He's meshed. The chemistry is there. And I've said this, just the whole team has just found this great way to work with one another. I mean, I would say, is the most versatile because he can play on any line. He's been on that first line. He's been on that second line when called upon. So he is one of the most versatile players that the Florida Panthers have at the moment. So moving on to where the Panthers are right now, $3,725,000 over the cap limit. These are the 2 contracts that we're looking at. You can see both Boqvist and Evan Rodriguez will be free agents in 2027-28. Evan Rodriguez, $3 million a year, and Boqvist is 1.5. So that'll put us under the cap limit if they're traded, but they might not need to be traded. The Panthers might be able to find a way to get under the cap limit by moving a few other guys, and who knows, with injuries, other things that might happen. But someone is going to have to go eventually. In that article that I talked about with Julian Gaudio, he does say, unfortunately, it looks like an inevitability that someone's going to have to be moved. And Evan Rodriguez, just with his age and with his contract, it just makes sense. And it frees up enough cap space along with Jesper Boqvist, which I don't want to see him go because he's only 26 years old. And just to give you guys a look at what Rodriguez has done last season, 32 points, 15 goals, 161 shots, just over 50 minutes of ice time every single game. That's his average. Good numbers. I like him a lot. Everybody does. And then let's take a look at Jesper Boqvist. Not the biggest eye-popping numbers, but the thing with Boqvist, he's a really good skater. He can handle the puck in traffic. He's a shifty guy, and he can give you those highlight goals from time to time. And he's 6'1", 190 pounds, so he's a big body, better offensive player, only 9 minutes and 45 seconds time on ice in total in the playoffs, 2 goals, 4 assists, time on ice regular season, as you see there, just over 13 minutes. But the thing that I like about him is this. He is actually a pretty good highlight reel. There's not a whole lot for me to show you guys here, but he's a shifty player. He can handle the puck in traffic, make some good moves. I mean, look, he can move the puck around. Good handles, good skater. He's gotten better throughout his career. I didn't put up the graphic that shows his career in the past when he was with Boston the prior year, and he's I think the Devils before that. So I do like what he brings to this squad. He's great. I don't know why the Florida Panthers would really want to get rid of him, even though the contract does make sense, $1.5 million. It puts us back under the cap if we get rid of him and Rodriguez. But I would say, why, try to keep him at all costs. Try to keep him. Maybe get rid of some of the other guys that are lower on the totem pole, a little bit older. But again, it's so hard. This is why I'm so glad I'm not a GM. But anyways, getting back to, excuse me, just a second. Sorry, getting back to some of these images right here. So the question is, like, who do you get rid of? What, do you get rid of AJ Greer or Nosek? I mean, Nosek is one of those older guys. It's $775,000. So you get rid of his contract. You get rid of Rodriguez's contract. You're back under the salary cap. Barely, but you're under the salary cap nonetheless. Again, get rid of the older talent, maybe keep the younger guys. Yes, I understand Rodriguez, we want to keep him, but who else are you going to get rid of? You can't get rid of Lusterinen. No way. Too young, up and coming, big time. I think he's going to be a big time star. Not superstar, but I think for this team, he's going to be one of their standout guys. And he's only going to get better too because of playing on that line with Marchand and Lundell as well. So as we keep moving forward here, guys, this is the lower part of that. These are some of the defensemen. I've already said this before. The only other person you could potentially move is Dmitry Kulikov. I know somebody said out there that he has a no movement. No, he does not. He can be moved. The thing that has an anchor means they are not going anywhere. There's a no movement clause in their contract. As you can see, right next to him, there's nothing there in each of the next 3 seasons. And you can see with these guys here, same thing with Marchand, Verhaeghe, Bennett, everybody that's on those upper lines. That anchor means they cannot be moved. So, big decisions for Bill Zito and company. It's not going to be easy for him to figure out what is he going to actually do with all of this talent. What is he going to do? Try to get under the cap? What is he going to do to try to bring in players maybe for less money or bring guys up from the AHL that maybe might fit in to this squad and take Evan Rodriguez's place? But again, I think that's going to be Mackie Samoskevich. If need be, they're going to call on him. He's going to come up, take Evan Rodriguez's spot for the most part. I mean, he did have a good season last year. I already compared the two. Very, very similar numbers for both players. So I think it could be an even trade. The only difference is, obviously, Rodriguez has a lot more experience. But this is Zito's thing, and Zito we trust. We always say that, guys. I think he'll make the right call here. And if he needs to pull the trigger and make the trade, so be it. They must be under the cap by game 1. That's the bottom line. They're going to have to do something if Matthew Tkachuk is not put on LTIR, but he will. It's inevitable. Another writer, again, guy didn't really know what he was talking about, knew a little bit, said, oh, a couple of months it'll be on the LTIR. It's not going to be a couple of months. He'll be on LTIR for somewhere between about 3 to 4 months if they wait to have surgery, let's say sometime in August. I've already said this to you guys. It is somewhere around 16 to about 20 weeks for recovery time until he's going to be completely cleared to play and get back to normal activities on the ice and have full contact. It's going to be a while. It's going to be a while, especially if he's having a little more aggressive surgery or is going to be more of a less invasive procedure. Remains to be seen. And no word from his camp yet, guys. So nothing there. But anyways, so that's pretty much what I want to talk about today, guys. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Panthers Digest. And yeah, don't fret. Nothing's going to happen. Bill Zito's not going to pull the trigger immediately. There's still time for these decisions to be made. I'm sure they're trying to figure out any possible thing that they can do to retain every player on their roster. Unfortunately, they had to make the moves they did. And here we are today. But guys, don't sweat it. Zito's got this, and Zito we trust, like I said. So I will see you guys on the next episode. Thank you so much for tuning in, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, guys, so you can see every time a video comes out, because there is going to be some breaking news one of these days, and you're not going to want to miss it. Again, thank you all for your support. I do appreciate everything that you guys are doing for me. Comment below. I want to hear what you guys have to say about Bill Zito. What is he going to do? What players do you think could possibly be moved or waived or whatever it is during the regular season? Do you think the Panthers are going out of their way and bending the rules with LTIR and bending its... I don't even want to get into that. I did that episode the other day. I don't even want to talk about that. But do you guys see the Panthers being able to retain all of their players, or do you think Erod is going to have to go as well as someone else? I do think it might be Bovequist, but to me, I think Kulikov might have to be that one guy, because that will match as well. And Bovequist just such a younger guy. But anyways, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you guys next time. As always, I'm Greg Andrews. Go Panthers.